Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to our Gurongpinoy Civil Service Examination Review for Numerical Reasoning. This is once again Coach Faye, and for tonight, we are going to finish the last 20 items of the mock test na items for numerical reasoning. We'll just wait a bit before officially starting. But before that, I'd like to request all of those who are here this evening, pwede po pa-like, share, and subscribe na rin po sa ating Facebook or YouTube na pages kung saan po kayo nanonood for now. And of course, don't hesitate to tag your friends or whoever you know na kukuha po ng civil service examination para ma-share po natin sa kanila ang opportunity na to na libreng binibigay ni Gurong Pinoy for everyone to have an hour of free review. For those of you naman na member na po ng ating civil service examination group, you will be with me for 2 hours. So kung sino man po sa inyo ang gusto ng unlimited access to all of our files from Gurong Pinoy Civil Service Examination Review, sample items, solutions, and also recorded videos of the complete sessions, then please don't hesitate to message us directly in our Facebook Messenger para naman po maging part din naman kayo ng ating Civil Service Examination Review. Napakalaking opportunity po kasi ang mapasali kayo sa ating group na ito para naman po meron kayong access sa lahat ng mga files na maaring makatulong sa inyo para kayo po ay makapasa. And also, kindly share po kung saang location po kayo nanonood o nagre-review for tonight. So hello po sa inyong lahat. We have here Okay. Ayan, sige. So we'll begin probably in a couple of minutes. So before we formally begin, a gentle reminder, please make sure that you have some scratch papers with you because for tonight's review, may mga additional items po akong ibibigay aside doon sa remaining 20 items na nandoon sa ating mock test exam na naibigay sa inyo mga 2 weeks ago. And also, please remind yourselves na bawal po yung calculators during the actual examination. So, sanayin na po yung selves natin na nagre-review na talagang naka-scratch paper lang po. And kung pwede, may dala na rin kayo ng, I don't know, lapis perhaps, and then a bond paper. And then, parang it's as if you're taking the actual civil service examination. Nakaka-help po kasi makapag-review yun if yung setup ninyo habang nagre-review is also similar to what you're going to have when you will be taking your civil service examination this upcoming March 24. Hello po, Miss Ira from Zambales. Donessa, hello again from Negros Oriental. Good evening, Leah. And of course, meron tayo dito from Cebu. We'll begin in 2 minutes. And before we do that, again, pa-share po sa mga kilala natin. Patag po yung mga kilala ninyong, alam nyong matutulungan ng ating Civil Service Examination Review. And also, if you are not yet a member of our Facebook group ng Civil Service Exam, kindly message us directly sa ating Facebook Messenger para naman po magkaroon kayo ng access sa ating limited resources. So para lang po yon sa mga member. Kung hindi po kayo member ng Civil Service Exam Group, 1 hour lang po yung review ninyo tonight. Pero kung member kayo, you would have the full 2 hours as well as unlimited copies of our exam materials and solutions. Okay. From Pangasinan and from Laguna. So before we formally begin, let's dispose ourselves for tonight's session and also for your upcoming examination. Lord, you know that we are very anxious about the tests and exams that we have to face very soon, and we ask that you would calm our anxious and clouded thoughts. Please calm these nerves that we have and let us rest in you always. We pray that as we enter the exam, that you will fill our hearts with perfect peace that only comes from you. Please also give us clarity of thought and prompt our minds to remember all the things that we have studied. Give us the wisdom and the ability to transfer our thoughts to paper. It is in your precious name we pray. Amen. Ayan, good evening once again everyone. Meron tayong mga kakapasok lang dito from South Cotabato and also Nick from General Santos. So hello po sa inyong lahat. Once again, please don't hesitate or don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube groups wherever you're watching from. And kindly message us where you are watching from for tonight. And also, patag po ninyo lahat ng makilala niyong maaring matulungan ng ating review for tonight. And as mentioned, tonight's session is a continuation of last week na review natin sa numerical reasoning mock exam items. We covered the first 20 items last week. So for this Saturday, we are going to continue on the last 20 items sa numerical reasoning. At pagkatapos po, ay magdadagdag rin ako ng mga additional items sa mga ibang types of exams na didiscuss natin tonight na maaaring kailangan ng extra practice. And also, sa mga nag-request po last week na dagdagan natin yung mga examples sa labor, age problem, and arithmetic sequence, meron po akong dinagdag na mga items for that. So, ayan. So for the first set, for each of the problems, you are to choose the correct answer from the choices given. Reminder po, if the instructions are saying na choose the correct answer from the choices given, kailangan nasa choices po talaga yung answers ninyo. Kung ang answer po ninyo ay wala doon, hanapin po ninyo yung pinakamalapit. Yun na lang po yung sagutin ninyo. Of course, before that, kailangan try niyo munang review, baka sakaling mahanap pa naman ninyo yung tamang sagot, baka mali lang sa pag-solve ninyo. Pero kung wala talaga, just look for the closest answer. And also, if you end up facing multiple correct answers, I suggest that you take the first correct answer according to the order ng items. So yun po ha. Kung ito yung instruction na choose the correct answer, hanapin yung tamang sagot. Kapag wala, hanapin yung pinakamalapit. Kapag marami yung correct answer, yung unang item na tama, yun po yung piliin natin. Now, what if your instruction is saying na if the correct answer is not in the choices, then choose 5. So, kung wala po yung sagot, dun lang po kayo pipili ng option 5. So, please read the instructions very, very carefully dahil nakadepende po sa instructions kung paano kayo mag-respond in case na hindi po ninyo mahanap yung tamang sagot doon sa ating options na binibigay ng civil service exam. Ayan. So, let's have the first item. While posting po, please kindly post the item number. For example, 101 dot, tapos yung item choice ninyo. Is it option 1, option 2, option 3, or option 4? So again, item number dot, yung option po na pinipili ninyo. Para po matrack po din kung anong item yung sinasagutan ninyo kasi minsan may mga delays po. Baka nahuli yung pag-reflect ng comments ninyo. So para I can keep track of what you're answering, then please do that. Also, I would need you to participate para naman po maaninag ko if kailangan ninyo ng additional examples, ng repeat ng explanation, or okay na tayo doon sa discussion. So please do participate for tonight. Let's have the first item. I believe it is item 101 in your mock exam review. So we have, what is the probability of getting an odd number when a die is rolled? Is it 1/4, 1/2, 2/3, or 1/3? Again, please write your item number 101 and then after that, a period and then the option number if it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Good evening sa mga taga Maguindanao. Hello, Princess. Ayan, may answers na sila Donessa at ang isa nating Facebook user, hindi po kasi lumalabas yung name. Si Lorena may answer na rin. Talang tayo saglit lang for the rest of the answers to come in. I am seeing 4 answers and yes, all of you are giving the same answer. So, siguro tama, no? Kasi marami na kayong same answer eh. Sige, let's take a look at the solution. That is indeed the correct answer. Sige, ayan. Hello sa Tagagaraw, Cagayan. So pag sinabi po natin probability, it is equal to the desired outcomes natin divided by the total number of outcomes. So sa situation po na ito, when the die is rolled, yun po yung total number of outcomes. So pag nag-roll po kayo ng die, yung die po ay yung singular form ng noun na dice. Yung pag naglalaro po kayo ng mahjong, di ba tatlo po yun, dice po yun. Pero kung nag-iisa lang, Die na po ang tawag doon. So when you roll a die, you have 6 faces. So your options when you roll a die would be 1 to 6. So anim po silang lahat. Ngayon, the probability of getting an odd number is our desired outcome. And ilan po ba yung odd doon sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Of course, it's just 1, 3, and 5. So ngayon, how do we solve our probability? It should be the desired number of outcomes, which is the 1, 3, 5, divided by the total number of outcomes, 1 hanggang 6. So that would be 3 divided by 6, or as most of you are saying, it is indeed option 2, 1 half. Ayan. Meron din tayo from Bukidnon. Bukidnon, I was there last November. Ayan. Oh. Here's our item number 102. 168 is what percent of 672? Is it 25%, 50%, 400%, or 80%? Good evening po from Tabuk City, Kalinga. Ayan. Interesting. I'm seeing some answers here on item number 102. Yung popular answers na lumalabas are options 1 and 2. Pero mas marami po yung option 1. So, this item is discussing, as always, yung ating pong percentage. So, this is, we have our triangle here for percentage, rate, and base. Pag sinabing percentage sa taas, that is the portion of the whole. Your rate, R, is your percent in terms of naka-decimal, naka-fraction, or naka-percent. And finally, your base is the original or your base amount. And in this case, pag nakakita po kayo ng of, usually ibig sabihin po ng of, that's an indicator of your base. Kasi of the base or of as in yung basis ninyo, ano yung main na item na pagbabasehan natin ng lahat-lahat. So pag of, kasunod niya usually is your base. So this is our base. Next is that, so ano yung natitirang value? So 168 will have to be your P, the portion or the percentage. Percentage po yan, hindi percent. That's portion or percentage. And so, in order to solve, yung hinahanap po kasi natin is rate R. So, R based on the triangle is P over B. Sorry, that should be P divided by B. And then, that is, of course, 168 over 672, which gives us 0.25, or in percent form, that is indeed option 1. Ayan. So, goods pa tayo so far. Most of us are getting the correct answer. Now, let's take a look at item number 103. What is 1/4 in decimal? Is it 0.025, 0.25, 2.5, or 0.0025? Hello, Sir Julius from Team Pavlov. Butit napadaan kayo. Ay, this is for civil service examinations. Prof or sub-prof, pareho lang po yung coverage niyan. For, this is the numerical reasoning. Same lang naman po. Prof. Wala naman po yata sa, sa sub-prof. Pen and paper. It's civil service exam. And by the way, if you're reviewing for the licensure examination for teachers, this works as well. Kasi po, yung numerical reasoning na coverage dito sa civil service is also the same sa coverage natin sa may Gen Ed. Ayan. Kaya pala. Yes, of course, by all means. Walang problema. Pasok pa rin naman ito sa inyong Gen Ed na mathematics aspect. Pag-pray nyo na lang po na konti lang yung items sa math. Nung ako po yung kumuha ng licensure examination, konti lang yung lumabas na math. So, nasad ako kasi major ko yun. Tapos, konti lang lumabas sa Gen Ed. Ayan, I think marami-rami na yung nakakapagbigay ng answers dito. So, what is 1/4 in decimal? So, the simplest way to deal with this, kasi po, di ba, pag nagmamadali kayong kumuha ng examinations, divide nyo na lang po agad-agad. So, this is essentially 1 divided by 4. Or, you could rephrase this or rewrite this in terms of 100 yung denominator. This is what I usually do. Mas nadadalian po kasi ako dito. So, what I would do is, I would make my denominator 100 and then the numerator will be the percent. Parang ganon. So, whichever po kayo komportable, yun po yung gawin ninyo. But definitely, 1/4 is 25% or 0.25. I would also recommend that you memorize the basic decimal forms such as 25% is 1/4, 50% as 1/2, 3/4 is 75%, 33.33% is 1/3, tapos yung 66.67% is 2/3. Yung mga ganun po, memorize niyo. As well as 1/10 is 10%, 1/5 is 20%. Mga ganun po, familiarize po ninyo yung mga ganyan para kapag nagsasolve na po kayo sa actual examination, ay mas mabilis po kayo. Alam niyo naman po, may time constraint yung examination. You can't spend too much time on a single item. So, diskarte lang po yan. Now, in item number 104, how many liters will remain in a 1,000-liter storage tank if 8.2% of the liquid has evaporated due to excessive heat? Is it option 1, 908, option 2, 991.8, option 3, 999.18, and option 4, 998? May yung reason kung bakit ako nag-math kasi akala ko less yung memorization. Pero totoo naman, less yung memorization sa math compared sa other subjects. Pero you can't avoid it. Kailangan na pa rin mag-memorize. I avoid memorization in math kasi iniintindi ko yung whys and the hows. So, hindi ko na kailangan mag-memorize kung naiintindihan ko kung bakit nagkakaganoon. But it takes time to practice yung ganong mindset. So, kung kukuha lang naman kayo ng exam like this, memorize nyo na lang po yung basic para hindi na kayo mahirapan. And yung other time ninyo, kaya nyo pang mai-google sa ibang items. Okay. I'm seeing some answers such as, okay, I think most of you are giving the same answer. So let's take a look at the item. Of course, this is once again your percentage, base, and rate na item. And what is happening here is that meron tayo how many liters? You have a 1,000-liter storage tank. So this one seems as if your actual tank. So this has to be your base. And then of course, medyo bibilisan ko po ng kaunti. Total, this is parang an item that is super familiar already to most of you. And then, meron po kayong 8.2%. That is obviously your rate. Pero ano si 8.2%? This is the rate ng nag-evaporate. In decimal form, this is going to be 0.082. Yes, tama si Walid. Ang common error po dito is some people might convert this as 0.82. So careful po tayo sa decimal places when you are converting from percent to decimal form. So this should be 0.082. But what we should also take a look at is that yung 8.2% na ito ay ang evaporated na rate. Yung pinapahanap po sa atin in the end is kung ilan yung matitira after mag-evaporate ni 8.2%. Which means that whatever answer we get here in solving is not yet our final answer. So, lagi po nating tingnan ano yung given at kung ano rin po yung hinahanap para ma-ensure po natin na hindi po mali yung binibigay natin. Ayan. So, this is, you are looking for the portion, right? Or the percentage. So, P is equal to rate times base, which means we will have 0.082 times 1,000. Usually, I would rewrite this ayaw ko po kasi mag-deal ng decimal, so I would move the decimal place 3 places to the right. But then, this would also mean that yung 1,000 matatanggal yung 3 decimal places niya. And so you would end up having 82, right? But 82 is what evaporated. So, yung hinahanap po natin na will remain ay tama po yung sinasabi ninyo, ibabawas natin yan from 1,000, which means that the correct answer for this one should be 918 liters. Ayan. So, tama. Careful lang po tayo sa mga ganitong items kasi although this is deceptively easy, this could really test your understanding of the item. So, medyo marami po talaga yung binibigay ko na ganitong klaseng items because this is prone to misconception, yung ganitong klaseng item. And we have another similar item here. This is item number 105. If 560 out of 700 examinees passed in the recent career service exam for sub-professional level, what percent of the examinees passed? Is it 65%, 72%, 80%, or 140%? Of course, when it's your term, it's going to be 100%. Tama po ba? Claim po natin yan na ang civil service exam reviewers ni Gurong Pinoy ay 100% passers in the upcoming exam. And kindly write your answers here. Okay, I think most of you are giving the same answer. I will no longer discuss this in detail as we have had quite a lot of this type of items before, but I will again flash here our basis for the solution, which is P or B natin na triangle. So what we have here is meron tayong 560 out of 700 examinees. So alam na natin po alin dyan yung base, that's 700 dahil sa of, and 560 will have to be the portion. So we're looking for your rate. So ano ba yung binigay na portion? 560 na binigay sa atin is passers at yung hinahanap din sa atin ay passers din, which means medyo straightforward ang ating solving. So for this, what we will have would be 560 over 700. I prefer to remove the zeros, so there should be the similar zeros. Kinakancel ko po yan para mas mababa yung numbers na tinitingnan ko. That will be 56 over 70, or as you all have been saying, it's 80% option 3. Ayan. Okay, now let's take a look at more items. Hopefully, ganun na po yung confidence level natin pagdating sa mga percentage type of items. Now let's take a look at item 106. 3/4 divided by 1/8 is what? Is it 8, 4, 12, or 6? I'm receiving very interesting answers. Meron nag-answer ng option 3, which is 12. May nag-answer din ng option 4, which is 6. At meron din sumasagot ng option 5, which usually indicates na wala yung sagot dyan sa choices natin. So, a reminder po, when you are dividing fractions, ano po yung rule natin? Pag nagdi-divide po tayo ng fractions, usually what we do is we take the reciprocal of the second term. Or what we do is yung naka V tapos inverted V, yung solution natin pa ganyan. Hindi po straight yung pag-solve, hindi po ba? Naka-invert siya or naka-reciprocal. Which means that this is 3/4 times 8 over 1. Yun po yung process natin kapag nagde-divide tayo ng fraction. So please keep that in mind. So yung ibang nagkakamali po ng sagot, parang dyan po tayo nadali. Ayan. Now what should we do next? Next is, before you deal with multiplication, I recommend that you try to cancel out some things na common para naman po hindi masyadong mataas yung numbers na dinideal ninyo. Okay? So what would happen here is that Sa taas-baba po tayo magharap ng pwedeng i-cancel. So, ang nangyayari po dito, meron po tayong 8 and 4, which are both divisible by 4. So, it means yung 8 magiging 2, yung 4 magiging 1. And then you would end up with 3 over 1 times 2 over 1, which of course is option number 4. So, I have a feeling na yung mga ano kaya? Oh, okay. I think yung mga option 3, maybe, ano kaya nangyari? Baka may mali lang po sa pag-cancel natin. So, please take a look at that. Now, alam ko po na fractions can be a little bit challenging and we might forget sometimes how to solve that. So I have some extra items here. So kindly write the letter before giving the answers for each of them. This is just a bit of a review to make sure po na medyo naaalala pa natin yung ating rules in solving fractions. This is, of course, multiplication and division of fractions ang focus natin. So kindly try the following items. Item A is 3/8 times 4/9. Item B is 3/8 divided by 4/9. Item C is 15 over 7 times 21 over 12. And item D is 21 over 7 divided by 3/2. So, I am seeing answers na 1/6, 1/12, at 1 over 24. Hmm. Meron pong tama, tapos meron pong dalawang mali. Okay, now let's take a look at item A. Before solving this, I would recommend that you try to cancel out things muna na pwedeng makancel. Of course, taas-baba po yung tingin natin sa pag-cancel. So what you would be having there is 3 tsaka 9. Cancelable po yung 3. So both divisible by 3. Yung 3 magiging 1, yung 9 magiging 3. And also 4 and 8. They are both divisible by 4. So yung 4 magiging 1, yung 8 magiging 2. You would end up having 1 over 2 times 1 over 3. So the correct answer for item A should be 1/6. Ayan. So item A, ayan. Yung Wayne, yung sa'yo, while your answer is correct, 12 over 72, medyo mahirap kasi minsan pag mataas na yung numbers na sinusolve mo. So I would recommend na cancel first before mag-multiply para mas mababa yung dinidivide mo. So sa mga hindi po nakakuha ng same answer, kindly double check po. Again, cancel first before you do any method. Item B, may answer na si Walid. Okay. Si Jalyn, meron din. Si Wayne, Devi. Jamaica or Jamaica? I'm not sure. Ano, may isa tayong ayun. Sorry, I am not in a position right now to write anything on the board. But what can happen here in item A is that yung 3 po natin at saka yung 9, magka-cancel po tayo dyan. Both divisible by 3. So yung 3 divided by 3 is 1, yung 9 divided by 3 is 3. Habang yung 4 and 8 are both divisible by 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Kaya nagiging 1/6. Now, let's take a look at item B since most of you are already giving answers on item B. So, in item B, this is the same as item A except that the method is division, not multiplication. Yung nangyayari po kapag division is that yung second term, yung 4/9, dapat babalik ta rin ninyo. And so, kung babalik na rin po ninyo yung 4/9, this becomes 3/8 times 9/4. If it's 3/8 times 9/4, unfortunately, wala na po kayong pwedeng makancel. And so, the correct answer here should be 3 times 9 over 4 times 8. That would be 27 over 32. Wala na pong nakakancel. So, I deliberately chose those two items para makita po ninyo yung difference kung nagmo-multiply at nagdi-divide with the same item. Can we have more answers for letter C, please? I am only seeing a few so far. Ay, masyadong malayo. Sandali. Oh, medyo iba. Medyo malayo po yung answers natin. Magkakalayo po yung answers ninyo doon sa my item C. So let's take a look first if there are items. Yes, reverse muna bago mag-cancel if it's division. Pero kung multiplication, diretso na. Pero pag division, mag-reciprocal ka muna sa second term. Yung letter C, wala ka nang i-reciprocal dyan. Ano po? So what will happen here is 15 over 7 times 21 over 12. Ano ba yung pwede mong makancel dyan? So pwede mong makancel yung 21 tsaka 7, right? Pwede mo siyang makancel. That's going to be 3 na lang yung matitira dyan. Sa kabila, 21 becomes 3 and 7 becomes 1. Pero meron ka pa rin pwedeng makancel. Kasi they are divisible by 3. Tama? So you would end up having what? So first cancellation mo, magka-cancel ka ng 7. So you would end up having 15 over 1 times 3 over 12. Pero pwede ka pang mag-cancel ng 3. So you would end up having the correct answer for item C should be 15 over 4. Yung iba po sa inyo na nagbigay ng masyadong mataas na number, kulang lang po yung pag-cancel natin. This is why I would recommend cancel first before doing any other operation like multiplying kasi minsan po lumalaki yung number. Yes, Walid, pwede rin na 21 and 12 yung i-cancel mo kasi both divisible by 3. So, ang mangyayari dyan, yung 21 over 12, gawin mo na lang siyang 7 over 4. Tapos, direktang cancel si 7 tsaka 7 sa denominator ng 15. And you would still end up with the answer na 15 over 4. So, pag cancel, whichever way po ang unahin natin, that's totally fine. For as long as isang beses kang mag-cancel from the numerator and with the pair na denominator. Kahit nasa kabila po ng fraction or the same fraction, pag nagka-cancel, okay lang po. So in letter D, the correct answer. Letter C pala, the correct answer is 15 over 4. And now quite a lot of you are already posting your answers sa item D. I hope nakuha na natin yung solution dito, which is 21 over 7. And then we are going to do the reciprocal ng 3 halves, which is 2/3. May nagtanong, should we convert 5/4 to 2.5? Depende sa choices nyo. Kasi minsan yung choices po ay naka-improper fraction, which is mas mataas yung numerator kaysa denominator, that's 15 over 4. Minsan naman naka-mixed form, which is 2.5. So, depende po sa choices na binibigay sa inyo. Adjust po tayo sa choices. Ayan, so in item D, this is actually 21 over 7 is 3. Hindi po ba? 21 over 7 is 3 divided by 3 halves. But of course, you have to do the reciprocal. Tama po ba? Which means na yung 3 halves ay magiging 2/3. So this becomes 3 times 2/3. Nakakancel po yung 3 kasi numerator and denominator. So in item D, you would actually be left with 2. Hindi po kayo aabot ng 42/21 kung inuna niyong mag-cancel. So you would be dealing with a smaller number kung inuna yung cancellation bago mag-solve. So that's what I would really recommend. Cancel first before you solve. Kasi minsan masyadong mataas yung value ng number at mahihirapan na po kayong mag-solve kapag may mga division pa kayong gagawin later or maghanap ng pwedeng ma-cancel. So it's best na ang cancellation ay inuuna bago yung multiplication or division. So I hope that these additional 4 items somehow have helped you na medyo ma-refresh yung ating methods and of course para rin ma-improve yung speed ninyo in solving. Okay? Now let's take a look at the next item in our mock exam and that is item number 107. Ayan. So this is still related to fractions. What is the least common denominator of 1/8, 3/4, and 1/16? Is it 4, 8, 16, or 2? What's your answer for item number 107? Interestingly, you are all giving, medyo iba-iba yung answers natin. Okay, now let's look at the term first. Pag sinabi natin least common denominator, yun yung denominator na maaring maging common sa kanilang lahat at pwedeng mapag-divide sa kanila. Like for example, you have 1/8, 3/4, and 1/16. Kapag mag-add po kayo, like kunwari, magagawa kayo ng operation na addition or subtraction, yung hinahanap po ninyo ay yung LCD, least common denominator, tapos doon ay gagamitin nyo, i-convert ninyo para makapag-add or subtract. So ano ba yung pwedeng number na pwede niyang i-divide si 8, 4, at 16? Usually yung tinitingnan po natin dito ay yung pinakamataas na denominator. In this case, that is 16. Kaya ba niyang i-divide yung other items natin? And that is 8 and 4. If the answer is yes, then siya na yun. If the answer is no, then doon kayo mag-adjust kay 16. So si 16, i-times 2 nyo, gawin yung 32. Pwede na ba? Or gawin yung times 3. Gawin yung 48. Pwede na bang mag-divide? Yun po yung process natin sa paghahanap ng LCD. Tinitingnan natin yung pinakamalaking denominator as our basis. The correct answer for this one is actually option 3, 16. Now, terms first. Pag sinabi nating least common denominator, ibig sabihin kayang mag-divide from yung ating mga items. So usually yung tinitingnan natin yung pinakamalaking value tapos babaan lang natin. So doon tayo sa pinakamalaking value na naghahanap. Ang other term po sa denominator, least common denominator, ay multiple. So least common denominator or least common multiple, LCD and LCM. So mga medyo malalaki po sila ng mga values, LCD or LCM. It should not be 4. Ano naman po yung makakapagbigay ng sagot na 4? Yung 4 po, that is your factor, greatest common factor nila si 4. So GCF is the largest number na pwede mong ma-divide from your items. Your LCM or LCD is yung pinakamababang kaya mong makuha pag nag-multiply ka from them. So we have a few extra items here para po mas ma-refresh lang yung inyong item. Pag sinabi pong LCM, usually po fraction. Fraction po siya. Pag meron kayong mga fractions, then usually naghahanap kayo ng least common multiple or least common denominator. So yung gagawin po ninyo dyan, tingnan nyo po yung pinakamalaking denominator at doon po kayo mag-adjust pataas. Pag naghahanap naman po kayo ng greatest common factor, baliktad po. Doon po tayo sa mga mababa, tapos mag-a-adjust tayo pababa rin po. So kindly indicate the letter that you're giving the answer. LCM A natin ay, ano po? Least common multiple for item A is, the largest denominator there is 12, right? So you might want to consider 12. However, 12 cannot divide, or 8 cannot divide 12. So hindi pwede si 12. What shall we do? Si 12, i-times 2 po natin. That would be 24. Si 24 kaya na bang mag-divide yung 8, 2, and 12? Since it's yes, then the correct answer for LCMA is 24. By the way, the other option for answering this is what you call prime factorization. However, ako ginagawa ko lang po yung prime factorization kapag kailangan kong mag-solve talaga manually. But if meron naman pong choices, usually hindi na po ako nagpa-prime factorization. You can just take a look at the choices and that could be an indicator already para mas mabilis po kayo. Now, in item B, that's 4, 9, and 12. So take a look at your options there. Yes, pwede yung tree method ni Wayne, or yung tinatawag, that's also an iteration of your prime factorization. Kung saang method po kayo komportable, yun na po yun. Hindi nyo na po kailangan maghanap ng mga super sophisticated na methods. Basta if something works for you, then use it. So, your LCM for item B should be 36. Ayan. I think most of you are already getting the hang of it. Now, what if yung tinatanong sa inyo ay GCF? Can you look for the GCF of the given items here? The GCF of 27, 81, and 63? You can start looking at the smallest number so far that you have there, which is 27. 27, pwede niya bang ma-divide si 81? Yes. Pero si 63, hindi. So 27 does not work. What is 27? 27 is 9 times 3, or that's 3 cubed. So hindi pwede si 27, so you go down a little bit. 27, ano ba yung pwedeng mag-divide kay 27? So, factors ni 27 are 9, 3, 27, and 1. So, the next factor that you should try is 9. Can 9 divide 27, 81, and 63? So, since it's a yes, the answer for letter A is 9. Now, let's take a look at letter B. 12, 36, and 8. What is the greatest common factor for 12, 36, and 8? Quite a few of you are already showing your answers here, pero hindi pa po tapos yung lahat. Tandaan lang po na yung hanap natin ay for GCF. So for GCF, you could start looking at the smallest number there, which is 8. But 8 cannot divide 12. So let's go smaller. 8 is 2 times 4. So let's try 4. Can 4 divide 12, 36, and 8? Paano naging 4? Kasi yung smallest dyan ay 8. At alam natin na si 8 ay hindi pwede kay 12. So, tingnan mo yung factors ni 8. Ano ba yung mga numbers na pag minultiply mo, nakakakuha ka ng 8? That's 2 times 4. So, yung larger value yung kunin natin. Kasi paunti-unti tayong bababa. Hindi tayo diretso sa lowest. So, from 8, yung smaller version ni 8 is 4. And so, try mo yung smaller version na 4 na yan. And then you can test if it works for everything. You shouldn't worry so much kapag meron kayong options. Kasi kung meron kayong choices, mas madali pong mag-trial and error. Wala pong masama sa pagta-trial and error during the actual exam. For as long as it works. Hindi ba pwede si 2? Yes, pwede si 2. It is a common factor, but it's not the greatest common factor. The GCF is 4. The common factors here are 1, 2, and 4. Eh yung hinahanap natin yung greatest eh. Kaya dapat, kapag bumababa ka from the smallest number na nakikita mo, which is 8, dapat paunti-unti. Huwag kang dediretso sa pinakamababa. Kasi yung pinakamataas among all the options, yung hinahanap natin. Ayan. Now, let's take a look at the next item. Time check, it's 7:46. So, yeah, parang kaya nating matapos tong lahat. And also, we would be having, tawag dito? We would be having some extra items. Oh, thankfully, ayan, gets na. Sige. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Yun po yung role ko dito. Sagutin ko po yung mga kailangan ng clarification. Now, let's take a look at item number 108. Which of the following cannot yield an odd integer when divided by 10? Is it the sum of two odd integers, the product of two prime numbers, the product of two odd integers, or the sum of three consecutive integers? What would be your answer for 108? Isa lang po yung rule ko dito, when in doubt, ask. Kasi kung hindi po kayo nagtatanong, yung mga hindi nyo alam, hanggang sa pagkuha nyo ng exam, hindi nyo pa rin yan alam. So, better have them answered here while I can adjust them. Para po mabawasan na yung mga unknowns natin pagdating ng exam. Extra point pa yan eh. Sayang yan eh kung alam mo lang yung solution. And also, it might be faster. Yes, Lawrence, visible yung answer mo. And visible din yung pangalan nyo. Minsan po kasi may mga Facebook users na hindi po lumalabas yung names na dito. So yes, I can see your answers. I'm just waiting for more to post their answers. Ayan, I think quite a lot of you are already posting the correct answer. So which of the following cannot yield an odd integer when divided by 100? Ano ba yung item dito? An odd integer when divided by 100, by 10 pala rather. So ano ba yun? Odd integer when divided by 10. Ibig sabihin, you cannot yield that number kung mag-divide ka by 10 ng odd. So parang yung number na gusto mong hanapin actually is an odd times 10 na number. Right? Alin dito yung hindi makakakuha ng odd times 10? GCF? Yung nagtatanong ng GCF, 3 is a factor, but it's not the greatest. I think, if I can remember the items, while it's a factor, it's not the greatest. That's why hindi siya pwede. Dapat doon ka sa greatest muna. So from 27, ano yung 27? That's 3 times 9. Si 9 yung unahin mong i-test, wag si 3. So, kasi greatest eh, GCF. So, ayan. And item number 108. So, pag a odd times 10, that is going to be an even number na nag-end sa 0 kasi nag-multiply ka ng 10 eh, 'di ba? Any number naman kasi pag i-multiply mo sa 10, nagiging even talaga, 'di ba? So, yun yung answers na nagiging result natin diyan. So, dapat yung mga examples, yung mga options natin dito, dapat yung result nila ay magiging even na ending in zero, dapat pwede nilang makuha yan. Kasi yung question is, cannot yield that, right? So, alin dito yung hindi makakabigay ng even na nag-end in zero? Now, let's take a look at item number 1. The sum of two odd integers. Ano ba yung sum ng two odd integers? Odd integers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Mga numbers na hindi siya divisible by 2. So ano po nangyayari kapag nag-add ka ng dalawang odd integers like 1 and 3 or 5 and 7 or 3 and 9? Kapag nag-add po kayo ng dalawang odd plus odd, you get an even number. So possible na makuha mo yung even ending in zero. So that's not what we're looking for. Let's try option 2, the product of two prime numbers. Prime numbers are numbers whose only factors are 1 and itself. So ano ba yung mga prime numbers? That's 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and so on. Karamihan po sa mga prime numbers ay odd. Karamihan lang po. So most prime numbers are odd. So when you multiply that, you get odd number, right? So baka siya kasi hinahanap natin even. Kaso 2 is also a prime number. And as you know, 2 is even, right? So the product of two prime numbers is also possible na maging odd times even, which results in an even number. So, pwede pa rin mangyari si option 2, an even ending with 0. That is like 2 times 5. Those are two prime numbers, but the result is 10, even number ending in 0. So, hindi pwede si option 2. Now, let's take a look at option 3, the product of two odd integers. Again, examples of two odd integers are 1, 3, 7, 9, 5, 11, and whenever you multiply odd integers, the result is always odd. So there's no way that this is going to be even ending in 0. I think you know which is the correct answer by now. But let's just check na lang yung last option natin, the sum of three consecutive integers. Ano ba yung three consecutive integers? Yun yung integers na magkakasunod. Like for example, you have 9, 10, 11. Di ba magkakasunod yun? That is odd, even, odd. So pag inad mo yung odd plus odd, that results to an even number, which possible. Another option is 10, 11, 12. That's even, odd, even. That will give you even. So which of these options cannot give an even number ending in 0? So your only option is 3. Kasi all the other options, pwede silang maging even, so possibly ending in 0. So item number 108 might require a bit of analysis, deeper analysis, but this has been an item that previously came out. So what I would suggest for you is, if you encounter an item that is parang very difficult, like it would take a lot of analysis, don't hesitate to just choose your gut feel na feeling ko ito yung tamang sagot. Shade that temporarily and mark that answer in your answer sheet. Ibig sabihin nun, kapag may extra time ka later after ng exam, balikan mo siya. Pero wag mong i-google lahat ng oras mo sa nag-iisang item na mahirap kasi baka maubusan ka ng time for other items that are easier and faster for you to solve. So pag nakita nyo, kaya nyo siyang sagutan but it will take so much of your time, take a guess. Mark it. And then balikan nyo na lang later para po hindi masayang yung oras ninyo answering something na kahit tama siya, pero 1 point lang yung naging tama nyo in 30 minutes rather than 5 correct answers in shorter items. So, diskarte po tayo when it comes to answering. Pag nakikita ninyo medyo time-consuming, consider po ninyo na skip siya. Pero wag pong totally skip na wala kayong sagot. As much as possible, if you're skipping, mark a probable answer. Para in case kulangan kayo sa time later, at least alam nyo na kung ano yung isi-shade nyo properly. Hindi na talagang blanco tapos uulitin mo pang basahin yung item tapos doon ka palang mag-guess. So, at times, kasi po alam po ninyo na yung items natin sa civil service examination ay masyadong marami. Even in the licensure examination for teachers, masyadong marami. So you might have to do some techniques also na medyo diskarte rin tayo pag minsan kung kinakailangan na talaga siya, right? But if you feel na medyo mabilis kayong sumagot, then by all means, take your time answering. Kung alam yung kaya nyo naman. So always be conscious of the time. Do wear watches, wrist watches on the exam para mas ma-estimate niyo yung remaining time niyo at mas may masisense pa ninyo kung kaya pa ba ninyong mag-take time or kailangan nyo ng bilis-bilisan or kailangan mag-shade na kayo na mag-shade kasi wala na kayo mag-analyze, ganon. So that would be important. Time check is 7:55. For those of you who are not yet members of our Civil Service Examination Review Group, our review time for you will be ending soon. 1 hour lang po ang ating free review sa non-members. But if you're already a member, then you will be with us here hanggang 9 p.m. po. So kung gusto po ninyo ng unlimited access sa ating files, please don't hesitate to message us directly sa my messenger po dito sa Gurong Pinoy Facebook para po makapagpa-member kayo at magkaroon po kayo ng access sa ating unlimited review. Kung free viewing po tayo, ay malapit na po magtapos yung 1 hour ng free viewing, 2 hours po para sa Civil Service Examination members. Ayan. So now let's take a look at item number 109. I think most of you are answering already. Of the 300 grocery shoppers, 96 did not have a regular day of the week. So once again, this is a type of problem that involves percentage, base, and rate. So ano lang yung titingnan natin na items dito? Of the 300 grocery shoppers, so yun na yung base natin. Yun na yung main basis natin. 96 did not have regular day of the week. So that's your portion. Question is, ano ba yung hanap natin? Yung hanap natin ay did not have a regular day of shopping. Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung masasolve natin, yun na yun. You don't have to do anything else. So we are looking now for the percentage or for the rate rather na R, that's P over B. So that's going to be portion 96 over 300, and that should give us 0.32, or in percent form, that is option 1, 32%. Okay? I think most of you got this correctly. So if anything, at least no, parang ma-assure po na kung merong items on percentage base rate, master na natin. Ano po? Paano naging 32? That was 96 over 300. 96 ba yun? Yeah, 96 over 300. That's why it became 0.32. Kasi portion over base. 0.32 is, of course, 32%. Now for item number 110, a starting salary of your secretary at ABC Computer Specialists is 15% a month. Next year, the starting salary will be raised to 18%. So what is the rate increase in the starting salary? And quite a lot of you are answering already. And item number 110. This is another problem that involves percentage, base, and rate. So for this one, your starting salary is 15%, tapos next year, i-raise siya sa 18%. So yung item dito is, ano yung base natin? Yung umpisa talaga, which is 15,000 pesos. I-raise siya sa 18,000. So your portion should not be 18,000, but rather the amount na ni-raise mo lang. So from 15,000 to 18,000, that is 18,000 minus 15,000. So that's 3,000. So this is, the rate should be P over B. Your portion is yung 3,000 na ni-raise over the base na 15,000. I would prefer to remove the zeros first. So that's 3 over 15. And that is the same as 0.20 or 20%.